And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheapludez, and I am back with a returning series I do every single weekend. And that series is the top 10 cards under blank. Today we're going to be talking about the best cards that you can buy right now for under 100k MT in NBA 2K21 My Team. So new flash glitch packs are in. I don't know, they didn't destroy the market, but the market is down for sure, so I wanted to make an updated list as I usually do. So we'll start off with 4 honorable mentions and then get to the top 10. Number 1 is Wendell Carter Jr. I know, you guys know me, it's probably shocking for me to hype a Wendell Carter Jr. card or even talk about this man at all being a Bulls fan, but first off, that trade we made was awful. But Wendell's a very good big man in this game, shockingly. At the center position or the power forward, he plays really well, a really solid jump shot. Overall, he's pretty solid at everything. He's not really great necessarily at anything, but he's extremely well rounded. But most cards are at this point. But still, 6'10 with a good 7'3 wingspan, great hot zones, 53 Hoff badges. He has Gallinari release, which I really, really like right now. I don't know what it is, but Gallo release this year is fire. Now, other than that, for honorable mentions, I can't leave this guy off. As much as I think that cards that are coming out are going to be significantly better than Ray Allen, especially because we're in the age of giants, he still definitely warrants honorable mention status because of how good he is, especially over on next gen. Now, on current gen, I do think there are better options, which I'll talk about, but Ray Allen's base is just so good on both gens, especially over on next gen where whites don't go in as often. Having someone with that base that is that good of a pure shooter is nice. Next up, we got Blake Griffin. He's definitely an honorable mention, one of my favorite cards in the game. Now, in real life, I absolutely despise Blake Griffin. I'm currently watching the playoff game, and every time I see his face, I get angry. But I can't deny that in 2K, he's been absolutely incredible, right? Well-rounded power forward that does everything pretty well. He's not going to be a primary ball handler, but an excellent catch-and-shoot guy. Nothing wrong with him. Then we got DeMar DeRozan. Now, I've talked about DeMar DeRozan in pretty much every one of these best cards under 100k videos in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but I can't deny that this dude is still fire, and you can find versions of him who are badged out up until 47 to 50 Hoff badges with shoes and contracts and everything, so it's worth it. Number 10 would be KarlAnthony Towns. Now, I'm not the biggest cat fan in this game this year. I wasn't the biggest fan of this card or the pink diamond, but I recognize how good they are. He's 6'11". He's got that stocky cat player build where he looks like a little thick boy, but he's out here just moving so fast for some reason, which pretty similar to real life. He does everything pretty well. The one problem with the pink diamond was that he could not handle the ball, and this card can. So it makes him a very usable card in this game. Both on current and next gen, he's very, very good. I don't think there's anything wrong with this guy. Yeah, there's cards that can rebound better than him, but he's still just fine. If you're looking for a dominant center option, look no further. For under 100k, this is one of the best centers that you can buy, and that should tell you how crazy the under 100k cards are this time, that he's at the 10 spot. That's nuts. Next up, number 9, we got another card that I've been hyping endlessly for all my budget guys, and that's Draymond Green. He's so good. I have 2 people on this list that in real life I despise. I hate Blake Griffin and I hate Draymond Green in real life, but this is 2K. Sometimes you got to separate how much you hate somebody. Unless they're Karl Malone, then fuck him, obviously. But Draymond Green, he's such a good point guard. It's actually crazy how good he is as a point guard in 2K. Last year, he was incredibly good and incredibly undervalued. And this year, same thing. If you're looking for a defense-first facilitating point guard, look no further than Draymond Green. Number 8. This card is going through a little weird renaissance with me. When it came out last week, I hated it. I was already mad because he played power forward center. They got rid of his base 29, but this card is really growing on me. And it's I don't even want it to be the case, but you can get him for around 50 or 60k, which I think is an absolute steal. He's an offense-first power forward. You do not play him at center, but if you're looking for somebody who's going to move a lot better, a very good moving power forward, look no further. Number 7 is, I'm breaking my own rules here. Look, cards that are under 50K typically go over to the best cards under 50K list, right? Not Dino Raja. Dino Raja is the exception to the rule. Now you might be thinking, you're a dick, or you're like a Dino Raja D rider, right? Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm like an unapologetic Dino stand in 2K, right? So I might be overhyping this card, but I truly don't believe there's a better card that you can get for this price in this game, and I think he's actually better than a majority of the Dark Matters. He has the longest wingspan in the game. Don't even look at his defensive ratings or his offensive rebound stats. They don't matter. Dino Raja has the longest wingspan in the game. Not even a question about it. I mean, there's guys that are taller and bigger than him. He has every single badge that you need somebody to have. A really easy to time jump shot 4. It's the same one Larry Kanan and Dikembe Mutombo have. Same with George Mikan. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but once you get used to it, it absolutely works well. And dude, he has he's 6'11 with a 7'11 wingspan. His arms hang down to his ankles, dude. He grabs every rebound. Dino, can somebody find Dino Raja in real life and just tell him to be my friend, please? That's all I want. Please. Pascal Siakam would be our next pick. Everything I said about Danny Granger goes double for Pascal Siakam. But the thing is, offensively, I think they're a wash. I think both of them are equally as talented offensively, but Pascal Siakam is a better defender, in my opinion. So that is what puts him higher on the list in the 6th spot, as opposed to Danny Granger in the 8th spot. 6'9", he's fine. 6'9" is about what I recommend be the cutoff for power forward. Even someone like Antoine Jameson, I think is a little bit too small for power forward, but Siakam at 6'9" is totally fine, right? Number 5 is a card that it's weird. All right, the reason he's down here is I think he talent-wise deserves to be higher, but because of his jump shot, I think Magic Johnson deserves to be at the 5 spot. He's 6'9", he's big. He has kind of got a thicker player build too. He looks skinny sometimes, but he doesn't get bullied like that. He's basically a GOAT card. The Invincible Magic is not even that much better than this current Magic, unless they changed his jump shot, but they didn't. Which they should have, because they changed LeBron's jump shots. I don't know why they didn't do it to Magic. If they're going to break their own rules, break them for everybody, dude. That's how I feel about that. Give Magic Johnson X and base. Who cares? Either way, this card is honestly just fine. One of the better point guards in this game. I mean, Magic's always tight in 2K, and this card is no exception. Everything you want, you got here. The only issue I would say is his gold shooting badges. He does have Hall of Fame range, though, so it's not a big deal. But Sniper, or obviously Flexible, and Deadeye are gold. Next up, number 4. Honestly, in my opinion, this is the best card on this list, right? But I do have to be objective with these ratings. So I think the 3 guys ahead of him are overall better values, but Ben Wallace is ridiculous. I can't even explain how good this card is. I'm shocked that they made Ben Wallace this good in 2K. If you remember last year when his pink diamond glitch card that was a power forward, small forward, got the Evo and went up to an opal, he was incredible, but by that time, no one cared anymore. This Ben Wallace should not be under 100K. I'm not even kidding. He is that good. I have moved him to the starting power forward role on my team. And you guys have watched my pack openings. You know what my team either looks like or could potentially look like if I didn't sell cards, right? And I chose to not only keep Ben Wallace, but promote him to the starting lineup. He is that good. He's the best defensive card in this game. He is legitimately better than Invincible Bill Russell, and I'm not even kidding about that. Lonzo Ball would be my number 3 pick. Maybe I'm wilding about Ben Wallace. I'm just really high on this card right now. Lonzo Ball, number 3. You guys know I like Lonzo Ball cards a lot, and this is just another great Lonzo Ball card. I mean, he hasn't had a bad card yet in 2K. Even if you look back to his Amethyst, it was solid. 6'6" with a really nice jump shot. That Lonzo Ball base is great. You can get him for... he's not the cheapest card in the world. I mean, I think the lowest I've seen him go for is 88. But 88K is not bad for a card of this caliber. He's basically an invincible card. Aside from the rebounding stats, he's 90s in pretty much everything. He's fast. He's big enough. He's a little smaller than some of the massive guards we have in this game at this point, but he's still big enough to play defense on him. Money jump shot. He's a point guard's point guard. There's nothing about it. I mean, number 2 is a card that has some issues, but the thing is its intangibles are just crazy. Thurl Bailey. Thurl Bailey is wild, dude. First off, he's got base 22. You guys know how I feel about base 22. In my opinion, besides I think Ray Allen base makes more whites, but other than that, no jump shot makes more whites in this game than base 22, besides Ray Allen base. And they're essentially the same, in my opinion, right? This dude is crazy. He's massive. Like, he's 6'11 with a good wingspan. People say he has T-Rex arms. Like, he does not have T-Rex arms. I don't know where this misconception is coming from. Like, where this fuckery is coming from for the most part, right? He is so good, dude. The only issue I will say about Thurl Bailey is his shooting badges. Like, he has gold flexible, gold range, and gold deadeye. So that's not terrible, though, if you're running a Hawks freelance, which I would say 90% at the least of players in this game run a Hawks freelance. He'll always be in the corner, which is exactly where you need him. He's not the greatest ball handler, but he can hold it down just fine. Just like somebody who does the things Thurl Bailey does for under 100K is just fake. Like, and finally, the number 1 pick. I figure you guys probably know where it's coming here. Lamar Odom. Like, this, the reason I like him, Thurl Bailey can play both the power forward and the small forward position just fine. Majority of the cards on this list are one position cards, mostly, you know. But Lamar Odom plays both the point guard and the small forward position at a top tier level, right? 6'10". He's so big, dude. Like, great jump shot. Personally, a card with Paul George jump shot typically is better at the small forward position, but Lamar Odom plays point guard expertly, especially on next gen. On current gen, he's still really good too and can definitely get away with it. Thing is, he plays defense really well. He can play defense on some of those great point guards like Giannis or, you know, Ben Simmons, stuff like that. He's big enough to hold those down while still being good enough offensively to handle his own. Lamar Odom is no joke, and he absolutely should not be 100K. Now, I will say he's not even the best point guard in the set that came out. Like, in that out of position set, Andre Kirilenko is still the best point guard, but that doesn't discount how good Lamar Odom is. And depending how you feel about Paul George, he might be the best fit for you too. So anyways, it has been your boy Cheapludez. I hope this list kind of helped you out a little bit, making some decisions on what to spend your MT on this weekend. Hey, if you want to wait for other cards, I feel you, but you're still watching the video, so thank you. I appreciate that. Check the description for all my stuff, and I will be back with more content tomorrow. Peace.